Hello. Welcome back. Thank you
Welcome.
for joining us for another episode of Guys Playing Games.
Yes,
I'm Perry.
I'm Ed. And we're here again
Yeah, we are.
in your new house.
In my new house again. No new house. Not a new house from the previous episode,
No.
but it still remains...
If you'd moved again, that would be
My-
excessive.
still remains my new house because I haven't had a housewarming party yet.
That's very true. You haven't had a house warming.
Yeah, and I think
You need
it
to sort that
stops
out.
becoming a new house once my housewarming party is done.
Once the house
By
is
the way.
warm.
Yeah, once it's warm. I mean,
And you don't have internet yet either.
No.
Not official,
Shh.
proper internet.
Shut up. Shut up, Ed. Don't tell anyone. Basically,
next week-
yeah, I'm stealing someone's internet from downstairs or next door. I'm not quite sure. The power, yeah. I plugged in my home plug, and my computer was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, you got internet." I was like,
That's so weird.
"But there's no home plug on the other end." Like, what?
Just internet
Yeah.
from nowhere.
Pretty much. He was like, "Yeah, go on then. You just play."
It's like it's kind of like living in the future. Like maybe that's one
Pretty
day
much.
that's what it'd be like.
Pretty
You'd just
much,
be
yeah.
able to plug into like a main socket
Well,
and just get internet.
yeah. Wi-Fi power is a thing now. Did you know that?
Anywhere. Wi-Fi power.
Yeah.
What?
Electricity wirelessly.
What?
We'll go into it after. It's not really like guys playing games
No, I
thingy,
don't
but yeah, it's a thing.
I'm intrigued.
Wireless power is a thing.
I know you get like the wireless charging mat things.
I don't know the science behind it, Ed. I just know that it's a thing. It's probably Elon Musk again. Like he's trying to kill the world
He's not
with
trying
AI.
to. He's not trying to kill the world. He's awesome.
He's gonna kill the world eventually.
He
with
has
AI.
rocket-powered transport anywhere on Earth in under an hour.
Do you know how that works though?
Yeah, it's a rocket.
Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of something different. I'm thinking of the space flight transport. Have you heard about that? It's like the concept is like for you to travel super quickly around the world, it takes you out of orbit,
That's it.
and then no. Like
What?
it's like an hour-long roller coaster ride. No,
That'd be great.
I'm not about that game.
Yeah, but you could go anywhere in under an hour.
True,
It's pretty nuts.
but I can do that anyway. I live in London.
It's an
That's
interesting.
true. I can get to anywhere important in under an hour.
You get to my house in like 20 minutes.
Exactly, and that's all we need if you
Exactly.
think about it. Hello.
Yeah, games.
This is where, like, if it
Space
wasn't
travel.
a live podcast, we'd just be like, "This is cut. Let's just start again."
No, that's fine. A bit of.
So tell me, what you've been playing this week?
Well, what have I been playing?
I know you've been playing, but I want you to
Yeah.
tell me so everyone else can hear as well.
No, I'm gonna keep you guessing. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm gonna keep you guessing, even though you already know.
But what? What?
Keep the audience guessing. No,
Too
that's
tired
fine.
for this.
I've been playing Cuphead.
Yeah, good.
Cuphead came out on Friday. Yeah, it's Friday.
I did. Yep. It's had many good reviews.
Yeah.
Many very good reviews. Apparently, the hard difficulties are hard.
Well, you say the hard difficulty's hard. I've been having a pretty rough time with the
Regular.
normal difficulty.
It's like Runa all over again.
Yeah, but worse.
It's funny.
I think yeah. So let's kind of just go backwards a bit. So you play Cuphead, and you can play co-op. And if you play co-op, it's Cuphead and Mugman.
Let's pause right now.
Right.
Is this person literally just a cup with legs and arms?
Yeah, pretty much. And a straw. He's got a straw sticking out of the top of his cup.
So we're talking like a teacup, right?
Yeah.
Who drinks tea with a fucking straw?
Why is it tea?
Design flaws. I'm out. No, don't care.
So
I'm not playing.
right, the premise of the game. So I think that the game has a subtitle. So it's everyone just refers to it as Cuphead, but it's Cuphead, like deal with a devil or something. And so the premise that's introduced very quickly at the beginning of the game is you and your mate Mugman go to the local casino and just on like some crazy winning streak, and the casino owner, who happens to be the devil, comes over and basically does a double or nothing on your next roll. Like if you lose, I like take your souls, and obviously they lose. And they're like, we don't want you to take our souls. And they're like begging and pleading. And he's like, well, okay, in exchange for me not taking your souls, you've got to go out and collect the souls of all my debtors.
So
And that's all the. That's where all the boss fights come from. It's all the boss fight. You have to go and collect their debt contracts.
So Cuphead is just like the devil's debt collector.
Yeah. It's an insane. It's introduced very quickly at the beginning of the game. You're just like, what on earth is going on? But yeah, it's a bonkers premise. But then the game's pretty bonkers. And that's one of the things. I mean, obviously, the thing that everyone talks about this game is the art style.
Yeah, it's like.
Apparently, I thought it'd take. Yeah, so the art style is full on 1930s sort of
Animation.
40s. Yeah, cartoon like animation, to the point where everything in the game is hand drawn. There is no computer.
Is it actually all hand drawn?
Yes, it's all literally hand drawn on paper.
I love that.
And they were saying though, because they did a prototype for it to like shop it around, and obviously everyone just lost their shit and like this looks amazing. So then they got like funding to do it properly, but like ramping up, they found like the art team they found really difficult because everyone had to be they had to do it on pen and paper.
It's not,
it's not like just come in, sit down on a computer and start banging stuff out. They had to it's a very specific process that people had to go through.
Well, it's not just that. Like if you think about it, like it's the same problem that a lot of like animes and shows like that have. Like actual like they'll get new artists and they have to take like 6-7 months to learn the art style.
Yeah, they have to.
Because it's a unique art style, you know, and they need to. Then the continuity needs to be a thing. So.
I think. I mean, one of the things that I quite like about it is it's not only they've like obviously completely nailed the art style. Like every little incidental thing in the game
it is stunning.
Even the little loading egg timer thing that's like on the loading screen where he kind of flips over and stuff. Everything is like absolutely spot on. But it's kind of like the tone of the era as well, because those cartoons were very weird, let's say. Yeah. They were quite sort of surrealist and very kind of strange, and they've kind of really nailed that tone. Like the stuff that happens, like the phases that the boss fights go through and stuff, like the stuff that happens is one. I mean, that weirdness is very prevalent. It kind of goes with the whole art style and the tone of it. Like an example, there's one of the early boss fights. There's these two frogs. I don't know if you've seen this one on streams.
No, I've been watching. I literally was watching a stream earlier today, just checking it out, and there was like one boss repeated. It was the mermaid or Medusa style boss. I haven't got that far. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. It looked pretty fucking, I'm not gonna lie.
There's these two frogs, and like it kind of starts off, and they're like, so they both got boxing gloves on. They kind of both stand at the side of the screen, and they kind of the initial phase is pretty straightforward. One of them chucks stuff at you low, the other one chucks stuff at you high, and you have to you're constantly shooting them. The way that you shoot is quite fun. Like he's constantly, I don't know if you've noticed this, but he's constantly clicking his fingers. That's how he shoots. So he's like constantly snapping his fingers. Okay. And that's how he fires his bullets, by like clicking his fingers.
Okay, I have to look.
It's just a little detail. It's
like my little detail.
Yeah. So these two frogs, and then like you go into the second phase of the fight, and one of them kind of jumps to the other side of the screen, and the other one turns into a fan and starts to blow you towards the other one as the other one launches like bouncy projectiles from behind you. And then the third phase of the fight is the one on the other side of the screen and rolls into the mouth of the other one, and they turn into a slot machine. Obviously. So yeah, the whole tone is just like completely bonkers.
It's like you see awesome. these old 1900 like early 900 cartoons with like the devil, and it's literally that.
Yeah, the whole thing, they just completely nailed the tone and the aesthetic.
One thing I do really like is so like in that like 1920s era when animation was first coming around, like that the artists like didn't really have a concept of like frames per second, so they would bang out loads of frames and over gesticulate like actions,
right? Okay,
so they could get like the frames in and stuff. And like I think they mimic that really well in this. Like I must admit, like watching the streams, like some of the over gesticulation is very iconic of the old animation.
I hadn't really clocked that. But now you say that, really cool. That kind of weird kind of frame rate.
It's like it's like someone's like, oh man, I want this to look super detailed, and then they've not realised that it has to be in like 20 frames per second or something, and they've created like 100 frames, and they're like, oh, fuck, like, okay, it's going to be 100 FPS, and he's going to be super gesticulated. It's going to be fine. Like, but yeah, I really like that. I must admit, the art style is what's. I'm not a fan of the style of game, like side scrolling, up and down shooter. Like,
yeah, this is the weird thing. I mean, that Stardust game has never really been my bag, purely because of the, these games of this nature are known for being quite difficult. They're referred to as bullet hell games for a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's all pixel precision timing. But one of the things I've actually found myself enjoying is kind of going into like these boss fights, like completely blind and like figuring out the mechanics. I should point out, so it's not all boss. It's majority boss fights, but there are, I think, scattered. So the game's split into 3 like worlds or islands, and throughout each there are a couple, maybe 2 or 3 kind of just straight platform levels, which you use to gain coins to buy like power-ups and different weapon loadouts and stuff.
Okay, so there's like there is a level of customization.
Yeah, so you can buy, there's like different charms you can buy which give you like a passive. So like I bought one which gives me an extra life, but puts a slight hit on your damage output or something. And then there's another one I think I bought. At the time I didn't realise that charms were like only one active at once, so I just bought it and then wondered why it wasn't working, and then realised you can only have one equipped. But there's like a dash move, so you can like just do a quick sort of dash, and the other charm is it makes you. It's called smoke bomb, and it makes you invulnerable when you dash. So it's like a sort of defensive get out of shit maneuver. But yeah, then there's like different weapon styles. There's kind of the kind of default you start with is just like a straight shoot point.
Yeah.
And then there's one that's like I think it's like a 3-4 way spread attack. And then there's one which I haven't seen or used myself. It's apparently like a homing attack. Again, like reduced damage, but you just fire and it homes in on stuff.
Interesting. So this is like left click, like standard shooting.
Yeah, so I think you can have 2 weapons equipped and switch between them.
Okay. I saw the streamer that I was watching was he was using a weapon that shot 2 simultaneously.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I think that's like could be another.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. I haven't. And then there's like super moves, which you unlock. There's this weird. So I went into this weird mausoleum level where you had to free a ghostly chalice by slapping ghosts. and yeah, she gave me a super move, so I'm assuming there's going to be. I think there's 2 more super moves, so I'm assuming there's like 1 on each island. But yeah, so the crux of it is the boss fights. So yeah, they're just like individual boss. It's not like you have to go through a level and then it's a boss fight. They're just like. It's a boss fight with multiple stages, and you just you just fire it up. Fortunately, it gives you there's a simple and regular difficulty, so you can get an idea of the fight by playing the simple one, which is what I started doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just kind of went for the regular.
There's ones. Like a game plus mode as well, isn't there? Like,
yeah, so there's like I
think it's called extreme.
Yeah, it's extreme or expert mode or whatever it is. Yeah, which makes it even harder, which I will not be playing.
Well, this streamer I was watching. I can't remember his name. I can't plug his channel or whatever. Yeah. But he was like, "What he fucking needs it." He had like 3,500 viewers, so it's fine. He was watching like he was playing on extreme, and his goal was to like S rank every level, which means that you don't take damage.
Yeah. So yeah, there was a guy like this. I think it was this morning, even like somebody's done a video where they've on at least the regular mode they've like done the A+, like no damage on every boss.
That's crazy.
Which is for somebody who's I've got through 2 bosses now. I've done 2 bosses on 1 platform level, and that's taken me about 4 hours. Literally, I think I looked at my game played time yesterday on the Xbox Dash, and I think it was time played like 4 hours.
And this is on regular.
Yeah. So yeah, I've beaten 2 bosses. I've beaten 1 platform level, and I was really close to beating another boss last night, but I just had to go to bed. It's really got, so yeah. I say there's something about it that's like, it's kind of nice going in and figuring out the boss fights, and then realizing that, you know, when the frogs are chucking stuff at you, there are actually patterns to it. They do repeat the patterns of how the stuff comes at you, so you can learn and kind of refine like how you do stuff. And there was one. Yeah, so when the frog one, the kind of last phase when they turn into the slot machine, you have to jump up and like hit the handle, and it picks one of 3 things that then happens next. So the kind of slot machine bottom of the slot machine opens up, and like platforms will come out, but depending on what you get on the slot machine, there's 3 different formations.
That's cool. So it's like there's a little bit of randomness to it.
Yeah, but what I didn't realise, so I was kind of doing this for ages. I kept getting to the slot machine part and was like jumping over all this stuff, and there was like loads of stuff to avoid and stuff. I was like, how the hell do you finish the level? Like, didn't realise I had to be firing at the slot machine at the same time as like trying to avoid all this other shit. I was like, oh my god.
That's really funny.
So yeah, it's figuring the stuff out, figuring the fights out, figuring out the different phases, and kind of just and like, there's like no health bars in the game. You have literally no idea
how well
you're
indication.
doing, apart from the phase changing.
You have your own life bar, right?
Yeah, you have like there's just like a little number in the corner, and then you have like some playing cards that pop up to indicate like your superpower. You can do like a powerful attack which uses 1 playing card, but if you get like a full set of 5,
you can use it as an ultimate.
Yeah, you can do an ult.
Okay.
But yeah, so there's no like health bar, so you don't know how you're doing apart from the phase changes. But then when you inevitably die, it gives you like there's like a progress bar, which kind of it's just like a line, and it's kind of got marked off bits for like the phase changes in it, so you can sort of see how far along you've progressed in the fight. So it kind of is that little nudge to be like, look, you got that far, and then you do it again, and you get a bit further, and it's got that kind of,
it's good.
Oh, just one more go. Oh, I'll get it next time.
Yeah, it kind of really adds to the replayability.
Yeah, and it, like, although it's really difficult and it's not something I would typically normally play, I've kind of really got into it, and like it is like, oh, I get it on the next go, like, oh, and then I'll do something stupid, like, right, I'll get it on this go, and it's kind of, and it never feels like, although it's difficult, it doesn't feel like, oh, this is just like bullshit. It's like
bullshit
cheating. Yeah, it's like I'm messing it up. But like if I just get a good run, like I'll finish it.
I really admire games that invoke that in players. Like, so I'm gonna talk about it again, but Next Machina does exactly the same thing. Like, you'll try and like literally 100% a level, and you'll take 1 bit of damage and like restart. Like,
yeah, because
you can see where you've messed up as well. It's like, well, damn, well, I know what I did wrong there.
Yeah, so it's like these fights, because they're in phases. Like, I guess the point once I've got like the first phase down, and kind of all the first and second phases, it's like I want as many lives as possible to go into like the final phase. So like if I'm in the first phase and I do something stupid and lose 2 lives, it's like, well, just restart. Like there's no point carrying on. And you just same sort of thing. It's just like, right, I'll just retry, start from the beginning again. Because I want the lives.
Yeah, well, that's it.
For the latter
or like you need it for the later stages. Yeah, it's cool. It's interesting. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like before seeing the stream, I'm watching a couple of people play it. Like I was kind of like meh, another side scroller, not interested. But like now you've described it, I'm kind of like okay, I'd dabble with that. I'd give it a playthrough.
It's worth having a bash at. So, I mean, even if you don't get very far or whatever, but just to kind of experience the kind of art style and the kind of, it does feel, it's very apparent that this has been a labour of love for the people that have created it. That kind of passion very much comes across, and it's just so intricately done. Yeah. I think I read this, I thought it had taken them like 4 or 5 years to make, but I'm sure I read this morning that they did the prototype in 2010.
Oh, really? Well, I'm pretty sure this has been in development for a long time. I remember hearing about it like back in 2013.
Yeah, because it's been a bit of a staple of like E3. Yeah, it's like I'm every E3. Sure
2013, I think, was the first year where people were like, oh shit, they've actually started developing something like
Mm.
that is an example of what they're going to create.
Yeah.
And people lost their shit. Like the first sight of it at E3, they were like, take my money, like just do it, just give me it now.
It's been a big one for E3 for a few years, which is kind of weird because it is, you know, it's basically an indie, you know, it's a small team indie title.
I like that though.
Yeah, it's really cool,
like
but
that.
it's definitely become like something. Certainly the past couple of E3s. I mean, obviously this year they announced the release date and stuff. But yeah, it's one that people have always gone into E3 going like, are they going to like give us a release date and like,
Come on with it.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
But
cool.
yeah, it's been well received and you know
Definitely. Carry on.
I was just going to say like it's kind of nuts to see the kind of disparity, the sort of skill disparity between someone like myself and then there's obviously all these other people who just like nailed it without taking a single point
That's
of
exactly
damage.
what I was about to say. I was like, it'll be really interesting to see sort of what can be done with it, like to see the level of skill that will go into it, like and see if there are any like, well actually I suppose we would know by now, like if there are any like secret ridiculously hard levels.
There are a few. I know there's a couple of secret-y things. There's one that you can unlock like a black and white mode by, I think you have to complete all the platform levels without firing, and that unlocks a black and white mode. But one cool thing that I found completely by accident on the map. So you kind of you unlock areas on the map by completing the levels and the bosses and stuff. So it's kind of like laid out. The map screen's like a top down 2D thing. I don't know if you've seen it. You kind of run around to pick the stages, and the areas are kind of stepped, so you can't jump or anything on the map. So you have to beat a thing, and then some stairs will appear or a bridge will appear to like connect you to the next bit. And I was like running around the map, and an achievement popped up, and I kind of disappeared kind of under a part of map, and figured you could actually get around to a latter part of the map just by like walking through the back of some scenery. And it's like, you found a secret path achievement sort of thing. It's
That's
like,
really cool.
Oh yeah, it was like you found a shortcut.
Yeah.
And it was kind of, I've got access to like a couple of the other bosses that I technically shouldn't have access to because I haven't beat an earlier one.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I thought
I have a lot of time for stuff like that.
that was
I have a lot of time for that.
That was really pleasing to like just find totally by accident just by wandering around.
Just for being a fucking nerd gamer and exploring. Like that's what I love finding stuff like that.
So that was kind of fun.
And that's really cool. Yeah, I have a lot of time for it. We need to like see what sort of ratings it's going to get, like because it's only been out like what 4 days. Yeah.
I mean reviews have been coming out
really positive.
Yeah.
It's getting like 90+%, which is really cool.
Yeah, I think Metacritic's sitting on like 86 or something. So it's it's up there. I mean, there's always going to be people who don't like stuff. But they're wrong.
They're wrong. They're always wrong. Yeah, true. So you've been playing Cuphead.
Yes.
Cool.
I guess we could segue nicely from Cuphead because a lot of people hark back to the old days of stuff like Contra and things like that on the old.
No one harks back to days of Contra.
Well, some people do.
You do.
Well, no, I don't. I never played Contra.
Oh really? Okay, fair enough.
But the people who bought the SNES Mini might.
True. Yeah, that's very very true. There's something that I do want to talk about. The SNES Mini was released.
Yeah, came out. I think that was that Friday as well.
That was Friday.
Thursday, Friday.
I think it was Friday.
Might have been Thursday. Came out last week. We don't need an exact date. It's
Internet.
out. It's out. You can buy it. Well, you probably can't buy it, but you can try and buy it.
The internet's not going to tell me when it was out.
I don't think this page is going to tell you.
Not this one. The official Nintendo page is not going to tell me when it was released.
But
Rats.
if you can get your hands on one, you can get 20 classic SNES games.
And I'm not going to lie, some of these games just give me a fucking nerd boner. Like Super Mario World. I would buy this just for Super Mario World.
I mean, it's a solid lineup.
I put so much time into Super Mario World. Zelda: Link to the Past as well. That was huge. Final Fantasy 3, obviously. Yoshi's Island, Star Fox, Secret of Mana. Like there are so many good titles.
And of course, it includes the unreleased Star Fox 2.
Yeah, it does. Which
and something else that was unreleased.
a lot of people are going to have like nerd
so.
bonus for. Because Star Fox 2.
which has been reviewed okay, if I remember rightly. I'm sure some places have like reviewed Star Fox 2.
Really?
Because it's never been available before.
Oh,
But yeah, I'm going to upset you greatly by saying I've played hardly any of these games because I was never a Nintendo person. I was always a Sega person. So, whilst I can appreciate the quality of these titles,
If you weren't a woman, I'd slap you clean in the face.
yeah,
We need to get our hands on one of these, and we need to have like a session where we play, because some of these titles, it's just a fucking travesty that you've never played Zelda: A Link to the Past. Like, what is wrong with you? Oh, look, it's just so nostalgic. It's so nostalgic.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's what they're playing on, isn't it? I mean, because they did the NES classic, like that was the precursor to this.
Definitely.
Which sold like crazy. So like, maybe we should do another one.
Let's just reinvent the stuff that we've already released.
Yeah.
Like, good idea to be.
Yeah, unfortunately,
I think we live in a fucking world of nostalgia now. Like, it's getting to the point where the 90s kids are of an age where they have money now. So like, I once read this thing. I think it was originally like a Tumblr post, and it was explaining what a 90s kid is, and it was just like, we are a generation of nostalgia. Like, we grew up, we lived in a time early enough to know what playing outside was like, and then we also have been heavily influenced and affected by this age of technology. So like, we've seen both worlds, and like everything that we loved when we were younger was just gone, and now it's getting to the point where it's all coming back. So like even things like fashion, like even like 90s fashion is coming back nowadays. Like it's absolutely insane. If I can find it, I'll send you a link. I'll send you it, because it's a super interesting description.
Yeah, I mean, I guess all like the 90s style house is kind of
yeah, exactly.
That's the thing.
Everything's coming back.
Yeah.
I do want to play this. This does give me.
I mean, that's
nostalgia kicks.
I can't remember off the top of my head how much one of these things costs.
70 quid.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of game for your 60 quid. That's a lot of game.
Whenever I'm purchasing a game investment, I always think about like hours.
Yeah.
And like money per hour.
I mean, that's ridiculous value.
20 games here, and you could easily put 10 hours into each one. Like 200 hours of gameplay for 70 quid. Yeah, alright, I'll take that. I just dropped 70 quid on Destiny 2 and the expansion bundle. There's no way I'm putting 200 hours into that game. Like,
well, you say that.
I say that. I fucking fully will. You know what I'm like. We had a fucking conversation just before this, being like, it was like, so have you got anything to talk about this week? And I'm like, no. You know why? Because I'm just a consistent gamer. I play one game, I put hours into it, and I enjoy it. Like, I don't flit around to different games. Like World of Warcraft, I put 10 years into that game. Like, I'm probably going to put a similar amount of time into RuneScape.
You see, it's actually since kind of doing this podcast, it's actually kind of forced me
to play new games.
Yeah. A, so we have something to talk about, but B, like it's kind of been nice to have that kind of impetus to try other things.
For sure.
That's kind of one of the reasons I picked up the Uncharted Lost Legacy. Like, I'd never played an Uncharted game. It had just come out. It was short. I was like, cool, I can get that, play a good chunk of it, and then we can talk about it next week.
See, I have so many titles in Steam just waiting for me to play them. And I don't get to a point where I'm like, all right, I want to install and play this now. Because I don't know. I'm just like, unless I can like AFK RuneScape while I'm doing it, like I gotta get those games, man.
Sure, there's loads of you could AFK RuneScape doing anything, surely.
Kind of, yes and no. There are some games that are a bit too
intensive.
Intense. Like, you need to be able to click into RuneScape every sort of 2-3 minutes. And like, so for example, Overwatch is a good example. Like, I can't really tab out of Overwatch to click on RuneScape to tab back in to find that I'm dead. Like,
you need to.
It's not fun.
Yeah. Once you got your internet, I challenge you to download Witcher 3.
Games.
Finally play that.
Non-multiplayer games like Witcher 3. These are literally the things that are on my lineup. Witcher 3 is like top of the list. Then Shadows of Mordor. So I can then play Shadows of Mordor.
Thinking, have you got Prey on your the new Prey?
Az has probably got it.
Yeah, on your Steam list.
It's probably on his Steam list, which means it's on my Steam list. I also have Dishonored 1 and 2 that I want to play.
Oh yeah, God, yeah.
Like, I haven't played those yet.
Wow.
There's so much.
This is quite a back catalogue.
There are literally hundreds of hours of shit I need to play. Like, I need to dedicate like one day a week just to playing different games.
Just like an evening of like...
One evening just to be like, right, I'm not touching RuneScape tonight. I'm not gonna make some AFK Slayer games. No, it's fine. I'll play a different type.
Enjoy the breadth of the industry that we embrace.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's a weird way of phrasing it, but sure.
I mean, if this wasn't specifically a guys playing games podcast, you could say that about any industry, like porn. That works so well with the porn industry.
Okay.
Just saying, it does. That way.
Taking a
But
turn.
also, sandwiches.
Yeah. You want to start a sandwich podcast? Is that what you're telling me?
About wood. Like,
You know,
let's be real. I eat more sandwiches than I do play games.
I bet there's a gap in the market for a sandwich podcast.
Just 60-year-old nans. Like,
I don't know.
70, 80
you know, I'm going to look for a sandwich podcast after this, and if there isn't one, we're going to do one.
It's one podcast episode.
Guys eating sandwiches.
Guys eating sandwiches. We just line up like 10 different sandwiches, and we eat them and be like, "This is interesting. It's not what I wanted."
To try sandwiches of the world.
Yeah, sandwiches of the world.
It'd be awesome. We need to do that.
We could just create a YouTube series where we travel the world eating the sandwich of each country.
Does each country have a sandwich?
Yeah.
Well, there must. Some countries probably don't have sandwich as a concept. Possibly bread.
I mean, well, no, that's. I mean,
yeah.
I'm not
but
being
they must have.
dickish,
They must have a sandwich equivalent.
Yeah, other people have like wraps or tortillas or
like samosa
rotis,
type.
samosas. Yeah.
There you go. Sorted.
There we go. Watch out, internet.
If anybody wants to sponsor our worldly sandwich travels,
you can email us. You can't. We don't have an email address
yeah,
yet. Do we?
We both have email address. Yeah.
Okay. Is it Perry@guysplayinggames.com?
It is exactly what it is. Guess what mine is?
Is it Ed@guysplayinggames.com?
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Is it I have a vagina@guysplayinggames.com?
That would also work because we've got a catcher. Please don't spam us with lots of random stuff.
Why would you announce that?
That's all right. Nobody listens.
No, nobody listens. It's fine. Rach, don't spam us, please.
the like 15 or so people that watch us on YouTube, which is it's doing alright.
It's respectable. It's respectable right there.
See, we had our Destiny clan meetup last Friday.
Yeah, tell me about that actually. I got a random text message from you at like 1 a.m. being like, "I bought tequila. It was expensive."
Yeah, I decided to buy a round of 15 sambucas.
Oh, sambucas, yeah, that was it.
It was, that probably wasn't a brilliant idea, but
no,
it was fun at the time.
Like, you were worried that like not everyone would stay out. Was there a good showing? Like,
oh yeah, the place didn't close till 1:30. So,
that's not bad then.
And then I ended up in Islington with people from Meltdown.
Cool, sounds good.
I was drunk.
See, normally when I was living next door to you, it would be me that you end up with at like 2 a.m.
See, you missed out.
I'm downstairs. I have pizza.
Anyway, that's not why I started this to discuss my evening shenanigans. A lot of the guys there were saying how they listen to the podcast.
Well, fucking thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Genuinely, this actually means quite a lot to me personally.
So yeah, shout out to the 223, my Destiny clan. Everyone was asking about it. It was kind of weird because obviously we do the VODs and stuff, and I only know these people from voice chat in game and the Discord channel, and so I had no idea what anybody looked like. And so I kind of intrepidly approached this table, and somebody clocked me, and everyone jumped up and was like, "Hey, Spenny!" And I was like, "I have no idea who you people are." It was kind of slightly
that's great,
intimidating / overwhelming
because they've obviously seen you from the VODs and stuff. That's really cool. I like that.
So
it's always fun meeting someone you play games with for the first time, and you're like,
And it was kind of odd being in that kind of group of people where you could literally have an in-depth loot armor stats conversation with anybody in a group, and they all totally get it because they're doing exactly the same thing.
Exactly. That would be exactly what would happen when we would have our guild meets when I was playing World of Warcraft. It would just be 20 people around a table talking in heated discussion about the way hunters need to be nerfed, or something
Yeah,
stupid, Or like the most recent patch being like, this is bullshit. They nerfed my class. It's so fucking shit now. Like, yeah, that was always fun. Do miss guilds, the guild even. Reincarnation represent.
Yeah, there was a point of the heated debate didn't happen, but it was a subject that I was instructed by one person I was chatting to not to mention to other people who were in the vicinity, because they basically they pushed a patch list for the upcoming patch, which actually came out today. Somebody pasted it in the Discord, and I thought it was a troll patch list that they made up because it was so ridiculous. And then I saw it in like the weekly newsletter, and I was like, "Oh, okay, then that's actually happening. That's a real thing." And yeah, there was a few things in there that were a bit of a point of contention.
You want to talk about those points of contention?
Well, just one of them.
Segue.
There was just one of them that is, which was I'm not sure whether I agreed with. So you get the clan engrams each week. So like the key ones are there's a raid engram, which you get once a raid team consisting of your clan members completes the raid. Everybody in the clan gets a raid engram.
Yeah.
And there's also a similar trials one. So the trials of the 9 thing. Once somebody gets, I think you just have to get 7 wins. You don't have to go flawless, but you have to do a full card of wins. Everyone in the clan gets a trials engram. And so what had been happening was we've been getting these engrams, and so for someone like me, I haven't done the raid. I've played a bit of trials, but I haven't done the raid. When I pick these up, the items drop at 10 power level. So they're like super low. You need to find stuff to infuse into them to make them usable, which seemed reasonable. Like, I haven't done the raid, but I've got like 3 raid weapons already, and I haven't even set foot in the thing. But I'd have to infuse them and do work.
But it's not giving you the power that it would if you did the raid.
Yeah. Apparently that's a bug. It's supposed to drop at full power level.
What?
Yeah, so everyone should be just getting free raid and trials gear. And yeah, some people are not happy about this.
No, I super disagree with that.
Yeah, even as a recipient of this, I'm thinking, well, it doesn't.
It's so overpowered.
It doesn't seem quite right.
And like, so let's say that you stopped playing the game for like a month, but you were still in the clan. Would you get 4 lots of engrams the next time you logged in?
I don't know how it works. I'm sure I read somewhere that like at reset, any outstanding automatically decode or something. So I don't know whether they go to the postmaster or. So you may well do.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this. I don't like this at all.
That was a surprise. So that should actually be fixed now. So anything, we'll see what happens this week.
So does that mean the items that you already got will be the light level of when you should have got them?
That's a good question actually.
Even if you've infused them.
Because I've got like a couple of pieces that I got like a Trials pulse rifle I don't particularly want to use, but I want to keep it collection wise because it's a Trials pulse rifle. So I just stuck it in the vault, and there was a raid weapon.
You're a fucking hoarder. You're such a hoarder.
Well, no, like the sort of more specially designed weapons I want to keep.
Things that are unobtainable.
So I have got a couple of them that were 10 power level when I got them. So yeah, I guess I could check, see whether they've increased, which would be kind of logical. But I don't know how that would work though, because the power level that I was at when I decoded them might not be the same power level that I'm at now. If that makes sense. I would imagine that anything prior to this would probably just stay as it was. It would be nuts to boost them up. But anyway,
I'm really contentious about this. I don't like it at all.
Yeah, I thought the way it was working, and most people in the clan are in agreement. Like the way it was working was perfectly fine. Like if you haven't participated in the activity, you're still getting a little something from being in the clan, but you still had to put in a bit of work to make it
usable and good. Yeah.
Which kind of made sense, really.
What were there any other like bogus changes?
There was other stuff, but off the top of my head, I can't remember. But that was the key one. That was just like what? That stood out.
You realise in like 3 weeks' time, when I start playing this game,
getting close.
This podcast, there is going to be like a Destiny news session. You know that, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff I haven't been able to talk to you about because You haven't played the campaign.
Yeah, it's true.
Or the raid.
It's true.
I mean, although I haven't played the raid, like I knew I wasn't going to get to play it for a while, so I've kind of, I've spoiled the hell out of it for myself, so I know everything about it.
I'm gonna play the shit out of that as soon as I can.
I'd really like to be around when you do the raid. Sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, come round. Well, I'll make sure that we
Funsies.
plan it for the weekend, and you can come round on a
That'd be
Saturday
fun.
or Sunday.
I can be your raid master.
No,
That's the thing.
no, that's not. That's not a thing. Basically, in Discord the other day, we posted up like who's going to be playing, and we've got a solid 12 players.
Oh, cool.
Like,
That's nice.
so there's going to be a bunch of people online, which is it's cool. I'm not going to have to like pug anyone, which is
Nice.
cool.
I think 223. I think we just hit. We're above 90 members. We're approaching the cap.
Nice, that's really cool.
Yeah.
And is that mostly through like the clan find system?
Oh, so it's mainly because we're attached to the 100. So the clan came about from the 100. If you're aware of the 100.
Nope.
It's an awesome site. It's an awesome website. So the 100.io.
Yeah, I do. It wasn't necessarily the matchmaking site.
Yes, it's more than that though. So anybody out there who's having trouble finding groups for games, they cover a whole bunch of games. I think they started with Destiny, but since then they've kind of it's got the Division, Warframe, loads of stuff on it that you can use it for now. But so the idea is you go onto it and you select some criteria like how old you are, what times of the day you play games. Like whether you're casual, hardcore, whatever, and then you basically say find me a group, and it will find you a group of up to a maximum of 100 people per group, and it will put you in with these people who share the traits that you're looking for.
So it effectively makes you a clan.
Yeah, in a way, and so our clan came about from a group on this site, which was
really cool. The 223.
Yeah, so all the groups are assigned random names like Delta Company 397, Charlie Bravo 90. Yeah, so it happened that ours was Echo Company 223, but the official clan name is now just 223. We kind of dropped the militarised bit of it and just stuck with a number because we kind of identified with it or something.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I really like that. That's a great concept for a. I like these little like indie websites that help players.
Yeah.
Like it's designed by players for players.
Whenever I see somebody like on Reddit or in a comments thread on a website going like, oh, I never got to experience the raids in Destiny, or like I could never find people. I'm like, go to this website. You will find a group of like-minded people around your age group that play at the same time as you do, and it will like change the way you play the game. Like you'll just find a group of people to play with regularly, and it's awesome. Yeah, I can't recommend the site enough. That's really cool. Just simple. It's one of these really simple genius ideas, and it's nice to see it's having spread to other games as well.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know what I'm going to do for a clan. I don't know whether
you guys are still clanned up. Right?
I mean, they've got Can I Finish?
A great name.
It's a fucking stupid name. It's ridiculous. But yeah, they've got Can I Finish? But I don't know if like I need to talk to them, because if they're going to run it like an actual clan and they're going to invite new members and stuff like that, then I'll stick around. But if it's just going to be like the 8 of them, I might not. Yeah. Like I think I might be more happy in like
I don't know how
an actual environment with more people.
I'm trying to think if there is. I mean, because I was in a clan already, I don't really know how it works. But there is more of an invite. I don't know if there's a search mechanic for finding clans, but I know certainly I was running around in the social space, and I just randomly got. Although I'm already in a clan, I just got an invite to a clan from somebody else. So you can invite people in game,
even if they're in a clan already.
Yeah, apparently. I guess if you accept it, you switch.
Yeah, that's kind of annoying and spammy.
It's only happened once, so it's not that bad.
I wonder if you can turn that off.
But yeah, so there are ways.
The fucking antisocial person in me is like, people are trying to talk to me and be friends. No, we'll turn that off. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I might even talk to them and be like, if you guys don't want to run it, I'm happy to.
Yeah, take over around.
Moderate it. Yeah.
Because I'm sure
like, get new people in and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you won't have any trouble. Like, I mean, certainly with the PC community, like being a first
being
run.
as fucking huge as it is. Like,
Well, yeah, but also because it's the first time Destiny's been on the platform.
do you know how many people are waiting for PC?
Exactly.
So many people. There are literally hundreds of thousands of people.
Well,
waiting.
that and the new people who've never played Destiny before, who like, I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of PC players who've, not played. So
True.
there's going to be people wanting those
Well, there you go.
clangrams, as we call them. Clangrams.
I'm gonna clan plug.
TM.
Can I finish? Destiny 2 PCs coming out 24th of October. Come and join the elite squad. That's a lie. We're not.
Elite.
We're not elite.
Yeah, I played with you guys on Xbox. Yeah, it's fun, but yeah, Elite might be pushing it.
I used to
No
carry.
offense.
If you can fuck right off, I used to carry your ass.
Yeah, whatever.
I used to carry you through everything.
That's so.
Even PvP, you would be like, "How are you that high up?"
Like, you always caught me on a bad day.
Literally always.
Yeah.
Because I actually remember.
Well,
coming
literally
around
no.
yours.
Literally, I'd be playing like Iron Banner or something, like scoring like first place on the team like every
And then I
match.
would
And
join
then you
you.
turn up, and I'd be at the bottom, just going, "What has happened to me?" You're
Do you
like
know-
a
do you know
bad
what that is?
omen.
No, you know exactly what that is. It's because I'm so good. You get match made with better people.
That's potentially true.
Is exactly true. I know it's true.
I can't remember.
was
It
great.
depends how the matchmaking.
I had a surprisingly positive KDA for how much I detest PvP.
Yeah, you didn't
my
like
KDA
PvP.
was pretty good.
I remember dragging you into trials a couple of times and
Fuck.
just reveling at how angry you
I would
got
just
at
sit
trial.
down. I like there were matches where I was like, I'm not even going to try. I'm just going to sit down.
It was so funny hearing you just rage on the other end of the mic. You got so upset.
And I don't rage. I'm not a ragey gamer. Like nothing really makes me angry. There are only 2 games that I've done that with, and that's Destiny 2 and WoW, and only World of Warcraft in like raid environments where people are being shit. Like when I know that we could be doing it, but someone is fucking up somewhere,
Yeah.
that just triggers me. Like full on feminist level trigger. I'm like. There was one point as well. This is fucking great. So I used to play a monk Mistweaver, and we had another monk in the guild, another Mistweaver monk, and I said to him, I was just like, look, if you're willing to, we will swap accounts for one raid, and I will out heal you on my character on your character. I will play your character, you will play mine, and I will out heal you. And he was just like, yeah, bullshit, you can't do it. And I'm like, done. All right, fine, let's swap. Out heal him, fully out heal him. I was just like, it can be done. Like you're just not playing the fucking class correctly. And I did. I out-healed him on like most of the fights. I think there were only like 2 fights that he out-healed me on, and that was because they were like massive AoE damage fights, and monks are basically AoE healers. Like that's what they're designed for. Yeah,
That's some proper nerd level.
Yeah, it was hilarious. He was just like, "Fuck you, man." Like he was like, "You just showed me up in front of the entire guild." I was like, "We get been bad." Yeah, Athel, I apologise.
Talking of bad things, segue.
What? Oh, wait,
It's a bit harsh.
Let me go back to the episode planner, and we can see what the bad
Bad's a little harsh. But
What's...
I'm gonna-
right. This is the
Yeah,
Red Dead
okay.
Redemption 2 trailer.
There was a new Red Dead Redemption 2 trailer. Now, I'm very much looking forward to Red Dead Redemption 2 because the first game I considered to be a masterpiece and possibly my favourite game of all time. It was an amazing game and had one of the most emotional payoffs, like to any video game I've ever played. Like I will remember the ending of that game. That kind of really stuck with me how it finished. Did you? I'm not even sure. Did you? Play?
I played it. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you finish it?
I got to the end. I don't think I actually finished the game,
Okay.
but I got like really close to the end.
So yeah, it's it's a big deal for me. The fact that when they finally announced it, it's almost a year ago that they did the first.
A year
trailer.
ago, yeah.
Looked very shiny and pretty. So yeah, early last week when they teased like new reveal things, got very excited. So last Thursday rolls around and they put out what is essentially a sort of tease on the story. It's a kind of story-based trailer introducing who appears to be the main protagonist. I can't remember his name. Morgan? It might be Morgan. I think it begins with an M. Some guy. He didn't immediately strike me as a particularly likeable chap. He was a bit... Something about the voice acting put me off him a bit.
Yeah.
It was a bit flat in places.
I think the problem I had with this was like, it was showing you, it was giving you story updates. Like it was telling you what, like it was giving you like an aesthetic for what the story's going to be, and I'm down with that. That's fine. But there was literally no gameplay in it, like none.
No, I mean it was kind of. I mean, I guess it was quite cutscene orientated.
I don't even think I would be surprised if we see any of that stuff in cutscenes in the game.
Oh no, I definitely think some of the stuff shown is like in-game stuff.
I don't know. I mean, I must admit the game looks beautiful.
Oh yeah, like the world looks.
It's the Frostbite engine, isn't it?
No, it's Rockstar's own.
It's Rockstar's own. Okay.
Oh yeah, they do all their own shit.
That's fine.
There was one scene in particular that I really liked. There was just a really brief snippet. I don't know why I liked it so much, but there's like 3 guys like walking through a swamp towards a building, like carrying torches. There's just something about the sort of composition of that scene. It just looked awesome in the way it was kind of lit.
I think they're very much trying
the atmosphere.
They're very much trying to emphasise the natural elements of the game.
Mm.
Like I think Red Dead, as much as Red Dead Redemption was amazing, it was very sparse.
Yeah.
In that it was basically set in a desert.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And that's cool. Like that was it was no
desert.
There's
a large desert area, and then
you
had the kind of Mexican side, which was more desert, just a different colour.
Yeah.
And then there was the kind of like little corner up in the top corner,
with the mountains and the trees.
And the trees, right. And then there was like the beginnings of a city. The other thing actually is worth pointing out is that the trailer kind of cemented the fact this is 100% prequel. Because the guy, the main protagonist guy, I'm going to call him Morgan. I'm sure that's his name. He speaks to a guy at the end of the trailer who is the gang leader, is the leader of the gang that you hunt down in the original Red Dead. So this has to be set before, because he looks a lot younger than he does when you catch him with him at the end of Red Dead, and he's still alive. So yeah, this is we're definitely in prequel territory. Which would be
before the character you play in Red Dead is the son of the protagonist in Red Dead 2. Before?
No, he can't be. He has to be older because he is a part of the gang. He was a member of the gang.
Oh yeah, right.
Because that was the whole thing. In the first game, you were basically contracted to hunt down the gang in reward. The reward being your freedom. So like you were in league with I'm not sure if they were called the FBI or whoever they were in those days.
The FBI.
But you know what I mean?
Sheriff's Department.
Yeah, they kind of I can't remember what the hell they were referred to. Something, the government agency men. They kind of set you after the rest of the gang in return for your. And I think I'm right in saying that the woman, like your wife in the first game. So you're obviously doing all this because you've settled down and with a wife and a kid, but your wife was also a member of the gang, and that is how they got together.
I don't remember.
And then they have a kid and decide to like give up the looting lifestyle.
Giving up the pillaging lifestyle.
Yeah. So he's definitely not.
Okay.
It'd be interesting to see how they handle him. He's one of my favourite games, like
characters.
Yeah, like it was such I could just go on about how much I loved the first game, but like he really stuck with me as a character. I really liked how they portrayed him and it was. And it'd be interesting to see how they fit him into this game, because if he's not going to be the main character, which kind of makes sense.
There must be like interactions with him.
Yeah, there has to be.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see how they.
I'm interested to play it, but that the trailer was definitely a bit of a letdown.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I wasn't blown away by it.
What's the next big convention? I mean,
big convention
like E3 style games press conference convention.
I think where are we? We've had TGS. Nothing really happened. TGS was very low key this year. That was the week before last. I think nothing really came out of that at all. There was only the Sony put out release dates on that we talked about, like Monster Hunter and Shadow of the Colossus remake, but there was pretty much no new stuff. Next, I can't really think of another.
I'm just wondering if they're going to.
It must be next year now.
I wonder if they're going to put up a gameplay trailer anytime soon. Because what's the release date for Red Dead 2?
It just said spring 2018.
So it's not like It's not far away if you think about it.
I mean,
it's like 6 months.
It's already slipped. The trailer last year said fall 2017, so you know. I mean,
okay, yeah.
All bets are off until they give an actual date. Like, we don't really know when it's coming.
I'm okay with game slips because I'd rather have a polished game.
Yeah, I'm
6 months later than
in complete agreement. I'd rather them not rush it to hit a date.
Yeah, we don't want another fucking Division on our hands.
Was that rushed?
Well, it kind of was. They were patching bugs and then rolling out patches that broke the game in other places.
Yeah.
So they just needed to polish that game. If they'd have had 6 more months on that game before they released it, that would have been a great experience. Alright.
So Red Dead.
So Red Dead. That's a thing. We're gonna play that. We're at 55 minutes. We're doing good.
Okay.
We're doing really good. So you don't have a fact of the week.
I do have a fact.
He doesn't. He's shit. He's not written anything down. It's nothing.
Before I get to my fact, that I am going to do, I just want to mention. I won't talk about it. We won't dwell on it too much because we can talk about it next weekend. But it's the Star Wars Battlefront 2 beta. Yeah. This weekend.
Are you playing it?
I will probably.
You gonna dabble?
Yeah, I'll probably.
You gonna dip your testes in?
I don't know about that, but I might play some of it.
Cool.
Yeah, it's if you pre-ordered, you can play from tomorrow. Do
you want to hear something really fun that I heard on the grapevine? Apparently, people are pre-ordering this game, getting their beta key, and then cancelling their pre-orders just so they can play it.
Doesn't this happen every time?
It happens quite a lot. Loads of different titles.
I don't really know what they can do to stop that happening. Yeah. But yeah, I think it opens to everyone on Friday. So yeah, I'll probably grab it. And yeah, just
go check it out.
Bit of a play on the weekend.
Run around as fucking Darth Maul, fucking shut up.
Yeah, then we can talk about it next week.
Yeah.
You should download it as well. Can you download? Oh, you might not be able to download it.
This weekend, is it?
Yeah.
Probably. I mean,
pushing your free internet.
Pushing the limits. I've been secretly downloading films at night while people are asleep, so no one knows.
Well, the funny thing is with it, I did see a news story. It said this is the largest beta EA ever put out. Not in terms of content, but in terms of file size. It didn't give the file size. It just said it's the largest one they've ever done. So it must be. I'd imagine we've got to be hitting 10, 20 gig. I reckon.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
But the other funny thing is that they said that you can't preload it, so you've got to wait till it releases, then you can download it.
Wow.
So not only is it the largest, but you can't even preload it, which seems a bit rough. But
So you're going to waste some people are going to waste 8 hours of their day.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So when it goes live, anybody on a kind of
shit internet
less than fibre internet connection is going to have a bit of a long wait.
So I'm not playing it then, because I'm on 20 meg here right now.
Nice.
Not for long. Come next Wednesday, 11th, 300 meg.
Yeah. Is that the top end Virgin fibre?
Yeah. The dude was like, all right, so what sort of what do you do on the internet? And I was like, just give me your fastest package. He was like, are you sure you need it though? I'm like, yeah. Give me it. William, give me it. He was like, all right, man, I got you. Hook you up.
So that's this weekend. But yeah,
that's this weekend.
Don't need to. Star Wars.
He's going to play it. Then we're going to talk about it. You're going to listen.
Yeah.
Hit with the fact, Ed.
Right, fact. So yeah, I kind of forgot to get a proper video game.
Wait, that was the wrong hand.
I don't care what hand you use. Everyone heard. Yes, but I do have a fact relating back to our lead story.
Cuphead. Our feature.
Cuphead, yeah. So the whole art style, that whole 1930s kind of art style was pioneered. Essentially, it came from one guy, Tex Avery, who was kind of renowned for it. And it's kind of said that that whole style came about from him because there was an animation company he was working at, and the guys used to lark about in the office quite a lot, and they used to do make little spitballs and put them on elastic bands and ping them at each other, have a bit of fun during the office times. And one day, somebody decided to up the stakes and put I've seen two different reports of this. It was either a thumbtack, like a drawing pin, or another one said it was a paperclip in their spitball, and somebody shouted at Tex Avery to look out, but instead of looking out, he turned round and it hit him in the eye and basically blinded him instantly in one eye. And so part of that kind of whole aesthetic of the cartoons is due to, they say it's due to his like lack of depth
Singular
perception.
vision.
Yeah, and because he couldn't see properly, but he continued to like do his animation and stuff, and yeah, that contributed to.
All right, I'll give you that. That's a good fact.
Yeah.
That is a cool fact.
Yeah. So yeah.
Also, fuck that guy that blinded him.
Yeah, like what a dick.
Who does that?
Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, woo, spitballs. Look, I'm gonna fucking put a drawing pin in it and fire it at someone. Like,
if you think about it, it's the spitball guy that pioneered that art style.
No.
By blood. No,
that's not true.
That's not true. It's not true in the slightest. All right. Well, on that note.
On that cheery note.
On that fucking cheery note. Lord save
Go
me.
play Cuphead.
Go play Cuphead. Enjoy the aesthetic and enjoy the insane story, the absolutely bizarre story,
yeah.
and the ludicrously difficult gameplay.
I forgot to say earlier, but there's a pig that owns the shop that you go into to buy your bits. It's the most terrifying shop owner in a game I've ever seen. His voice is like, yeah, he's just terrifying. But yeah,
there you go.
Enjoy.
Go play it.
Yeah,
go meet the terrifying shop owner pig.
Yeah, we're ending on the right cheer today.
I've been Perry.
Oh, something else.
I'm not with Perry. Carry on. What are you saying?
We completely neglected to mention this at the beginning of the programme.
What's that?
We promised everyone a guest last week.
Oh yeah, we did.
Who isn't here?
So
for various reasons.
Yeah, various reasons. Because we live in London, and London is amazing and great. The tubes were supposedly on strike today.
Yeah.
Which turned out wasn't actually the tubes on strike.
No, they lied.
It was just overground. It was just National Rail Services.
No.
So trains coming into London were on strike. So we postponed.
Yeah, because of travel issues and also some slight niggles with work commitments. Johnny from Eurogamer is now planning to join us in 2
weeks' time
because he is unavailable next week. So yes, so that is something to look forward to in a couple of weeks.
Basically, we're going to have another guest soon.
Yeah, we'll get there.
But who knows? I've been Perry.
I've been Ed.
We've been Guys Playing Games.
See you later.
Take care, guys.